Okay, we're back. Now, let me go back to what we're talking about, and we got a question or so. What if I am retired? Okay. If you are retired, that means that you are uh, eligible to receive it. And what we had talked about before was based on your income status. If you are retired and you have to still, you would still be eligible for some of the benefits that you have. What this basically, the stimulus money is for people who, in fact, are considered low income taxpayers, who there has been a disruption in their life financially. Now, veterans, okay, and it's based on how they classify you. So, a person who would be retired would be considered a low income taxpayer, okay? And the issue then would be whether or not, and we talked about you are underemployed or partly employed who could not work due to a coronavirus reason. So if you just saying, well, you know what, I'm retired, I don't want to work, I'm not going to work, this is not going to apply. This is to people who are unemployed or partly employed workers. This is a stimulus package for workers who can't work due to a coronavirus related reason. But say, for instance, Judge Vonda Evans, I've retired. I said, I'm going to sit back, I'm going to watch me some TV, I don't want to work, I don't want to do nothing, and I make less than 75,000. It's not. Because what did we say earlier? If you have a college student and they are under the age of 24 years old, and that parent pays for at least half of their expenses, they are ineligible to get this money. This money is for people whose lives have been disrupted as a result of the coronavirus. Now, if you just sitting back home, happily retire, you got your money right, you just want to fish every day, and you just want a little extra bread, this does not, don't you apply for this money or you're going to be in the penitentiary. Do not apply for this money. What is this money again? For people who are unemployed or partially unemployed workers who can't work. As a retiree, you've made an active decision not to work. Unlike myself, I'm retired, but I chose to go back into the workforce. But if you're a person, uh, family member, mom, and you say, listen, I'm retired, I'm gonna want to work, I'm gonna get my little pension, and I'm gonna watch Jenny Jones, and I'm gonna listen to 910 Vonda Evans, and I am not gonna work, but I'm trying to hit a lick and get me some $1,200, you're going to penitentiary because this is not for you. Remember, these are the key phrases: unemployment or partially unemployed workers who can't work due to a corona related reason. Okay? What did I talk to you about when Vonda's law is shut down? Well, I am experiencing a corona related reason that I can no longer work. Okay? And it has affected me financially. As a result, my business is shut down. Okay? Then that person who worked for me, my office manager, who is also retired but works part time for me, I can't work. I can't get, I'm under, she can't work. So as a result, she would be eligible for this type of assistance because my business is shut down. She worked for me, okay? And as a result, I can no longer pay her because she, due to this corona related reasons, it has adversely affected my business, okay? And quite frankly, you know, there are concerns about me being able to meet clients at my firm or to have them to come out of their homes to meet me for their legal reasons. And as a result, I've been adversely affected by that, okay? And so that occurs. So to my retirees, please, please do not try to hit a lick so you can go to the casino, so you can go to Vegas, so you can buy you a new car and try to get this money because it does not apply to you, okay? All right, so let's talk about who else it applies to. Freelance and independent contractors are covered. So in my situation, um, I have an independent contractor that works for me part time. That would be covered. Self employed people are newly eligible for unemployment business benefits based on their previous income, and that's based on a disaster unemployment assistance program. So let's go along. You slick, you got your own business, you don't pay taxes, but you self employed, you're going to have a big problem. And this type of thing is based on what your previous income was. So if you're not out here paying taxes, you need to not try to hit no lick. I'm going to guarantee you this. People found to have violated this coronavirus act with this money, you're going to go to prison. Now, who is not eligible? Workers who are able to work from home. Those receiving paid sick leave or paid family leave. So if you are getting sick leave, your boss says, listen, you're on sick leave or paid family leave, you are not eligible. If you get fired, and I don't mean that somebody set you on fire, I mean that you are fired, you are ineligible to get this money. This is for, what do we talk about the stimulus for? Unemployment or partially unemployed workers who can't work due to a coronavirus related reason. If you're being late, if they're saying you're stealing, if they just saying that, you being disruptive in the workforce and you get fired, you cannot apply. You cannot. And I'm going to tell you 6 more times, if you all apply and you sign and say I certify under oath that everything that I say is just true, and you lie, you're gonna get charged straight up. Okay, so the government gonna still make some money off of you because they're gonna incarcerate you. Okay, so if I were you, I would not do that. I'm telling you, I would not. But this provision was not intended to cover people who quit or want to quit because of fear of contracting the virus. Now, well, we caught you in a lie. Now, what did our governor say? Our governor says that if you are in fear of contracting this virus, that you may still be able to get state aid. You will not be able, under this act, the Stimulus Act, to get federal aid. Well, I'm scared. I don't want to come in contact with nobody. I can't. I'm not going to do this. You're ineligible. You are ineligible. It was not intended to cover people who quit or want to quit because of fear of contracting the virus. Now, you are ineligible to get the money. How much money do you get? Well, here's the situation. You get, it's called pandemic relief. You get $600 per week in addition to whatever you would be eligible for. So in Michigan, and I'm going to do this off the top of my head and I may be wrong, I believe it's like $350 irrespective of how much you make per month that you get. Well, you would get $600 per week for those 4 weeks plus that $300. Okay, so that's what you would get on top of it. The bill provides that all eligible workers will get an additional 13 weeks. So if you're unemployed, okay, you only get you know what? I think I did it was wrong. I think that it's $600 per month, and I need to check that. So we got to check that, fact check. The extra $600 payment will last for up to 4 months, covering weeks of unemployment, but it ends July 31st. So those of you who are underemployed or unemployed, or you employment is affected by this coronavirus, you need to apply now. And you'll get this coverage up to July 31st. Can we get that fact checked over there? Okay. The total amount cannot exceed 39 weeks. So in Michigan, and you would get 26 weeks of unemployment. You get 26 weeks of unemployment. This is additional 13, so that would be for a total of 39 weeks that you would be eligible to receive this type of funding. That's the maximum, 39 weeks. Also, many states are combining the amounts that you are to receive. Most are sending, some states are sending the check separately. Some are sending it with with the state check, but that's basically up to them. And it's called the Federal Pandemic Unemployment Compensation. And basically what it's doing, it is trying to give us a surge in our economy. And unfortunately, I don't have another phone, but if we're able to come back, I'm going to fact check it, or maybe somebody, Farrah, can you fact check that for me? Farrah? Thank you so much, Farrah. Farrah is going to pull it up whether or not I was able to say, do they get an extra $600 a week, or was it monthly? But my notes say weekly, so I'm hopeful that that is what that is. And what that does is that it's the government's attempt to try to put you as close to what you made or a little over in those situations, so that you will be able to provide for yourself, for your family, etc. Now, one of the things that someone had asked me about, and I'm going to do this, God willing, next week, I'll talk about how this affects the student loan and small businesses, but I will throw this out. If you have a business and it's 500 employees or less, then you can go to the Small Business Association and you can apply for what's called Payroll Protection Program. And what that is that if you have a banking relationship, say for instance, you bank at somewhere like Comerica Bank, and you have a credit card with them, and you have a business account with them, then you would be eligible to go to Comerica and say you want your payroll protection plan. And basically what, okay, very good. I fact checked it. It is $600 a week. Wow, that's a lot of money. So we did fact check it. Thank you so much. That's $600. So here's the situation. What happens in that situation, if it's for your rent, if it's for your utilities, if it is for to pay your employees, that money does not need to be paid back. Okay? Then there is another loan that you can get from the SBA. Take a look at that. And that is up to $10,000. It's around $10,000. That doesn't have to be paid back. And that is to be able to help your business. So I have one person that I employ, say for instance, in my example, I would be able to go to Payroll Protection Plus if I have a banking relationship. Now let me tell you about some of these banks, and I'm going to get to that. If you don't have a credit card with them, but you have a business account, and you've never borrowed money from them, they will not process your request. Okay? And Bank of America, if you have a banking account with Bank of America, a business account, but you do not have a credit card, you are not eligible. It is unsound. It's just, there's no reason for that. Because when I looked at the lender application, there wasn't a requirement that you had had an established credit history. But Bank of America is on bullcrap, and they want to be deemed, oh, we're the best and we care, when they're throwing this in, and it's not even required. When I took a look at the application form, there was not a requirement. Credit unions are relaxing that. So what do I plan to do? The minute this is over with, I am changing banking institutions. Bank of America, they own some different stuff. And in a time like this, when you need help and your banking institution turns their back on you, some may like that. I don't. See, I'm like this. I'm with my banking institution for thick or for thin. And if my institution says in a time that I need your help, you better get on. Some people might like that. I don't. And that's something that you need to look at. So if you are a small business, you can go to your bank, but you have to have what's known as a business relationship with them. That is, you have to have a credit card. But what if you have a debit card? Doesn't matter. You have to have a credit card. You could have put $1 million in there that year. Doesn't matter. If you don't have a credit card with them, if you did not have a small business loan from them, if you did not finance your vehicle from them, you out, they're not going to do anything. And they'll tell you, get on, find somebody else. And businesses, as a result of these banks adding this extra in, you know what I'm saying? What's going to happen, unfortunately, they won't be able to get the money. The payroll protection is not capped at $10,000. The other loan is capped at $10,000. And it's just a small business loan, but it's due to the pandemic of the coronavirus, and the cap of it is $10,000. Now, that application asks for a lot more information than the other one that you would do through your bank. If it was through your bank, all you do is just go on your online banking and you can apply for it. They would then verify with the federal government, yes, this is a business account. Yes, we have a relationship with them, and the money is immediately deposited, whatever the money that you request. So the payroll protection program is not capped at $10,000, but the other one is. Okay. So what do we know? We know that it is now $600 a week, and that's a lot of money. Previously, unfortunately, I can't recall a time, and I'm blessed to say this, that I've had to get unemployment. But I think that someone told me that the unemployment cap for Michigan is somewhere around $300 a month. Do you know what it is, Farrah? Farrah. I'm not sure. Maybe one of the listeners or something could call in to see how much money that is. How much time do we have, Farrah? Okay, very good. So let me just recap this, and if anybody wants to call in, they can. Remember, the $600 payments will last for up to July 31st, and it's only going to cover 4 months. So if you need to jump on this now, well, I'm getting money because I'm from the head of the household. That has nothing to do with you filing your taxes, getting money as a result. As I've indicated, this is unemployment or partially unemployed workers who can't work due to a coronavirus related reason. If you're a college student and you just don't have no job and you want to get some money, this does not apply to you. If you are a retiree and you want to get some extra money, this does not apply to you. This applies to people who were actively employed February 1st, you just going about your business, you at your job and everything. Then all of a sudden, ah, panic erupts. You don't have a job. You're partially employed or unemployed. This applies to you. But if February 1st, you ain't had no job, you're not going to get no money. And as I said, you're going to be in trouble. So let me just recap. So if you have a child that is in daycare or the school is closed, which we know it is, Michigan schools, and the legislation says that individuals who are unable to work because the shutdown of that facility was kindercare or whatever it is, where they shut down because of this. Well, if in fact they were shut down as a result of this, then you are eligible and you're in that class to be able to get employment. I mean, be able to get this check. And I said another household member that cannot work because of it. Say, for instance, you live with your brother and you're an adult, and you and your mom, you decided to move back to the family home, and your brother is stricken with the coronavirus, and you need to help in that recovery. Then, and the place that he was normally going to, say for instance, he was going to some kind of rehab and they were closed. Well, guess what? As a result of that, you said, well, I got to choose between helping my brother or going back to work. You would qualify. If mom can't go to the nursing facility anymore, maybe it was a daycare for an elderly person, and that now is closed. And you say, well, I don't have anybody to take care of my mom, okay, because they've closed the daycare facility for mom. I got to make a choice. That facility is closed because of the corona. The linchpin to all of this is that it is a business that is affected by the coronavirus. It's a business relationship that has been affected by the coronavirus. The business you work for has been affected financially due to the shutdown. And so those are the people that we are talking about. And like I said, if you are a person already getting disability, don't even worry about it. It's going to be already added to your check. If you're a person who is a veteran, this will also be added to the money that you have. And as I indicated, make sure that you go on that coronavirus information page so that you can file a return with simple but necessary information, including the direct deposit information. It's called simple but necessary. So you can actually go on that page and that's on the IRS, or you can be old fashioned like me, okay, and call and wait for a million gillion hours. But it's called simply but necessary, and you file a return with them. And also are individuals, say for instance, I was married, okay, and I don't even want to use this, but just say for instance I were, and my husband was abroad, and I had was working, or say they shut down something on his base, and I was just being a clerical non-civilian, and as a result that base is closed down and I was just a typist, I would be eligible for this coronavirus relief even if I lived abroad, as long as I'm a U.S. citizen. So anyway, do we have any callers, or can I keep going on? Okay, William, what you want to say? How are you? What's up, babe? But are you receiving any disability? So you are receiving Social Security, retirement, and disability payments? It doesn't matter. Okay. Are you getting that from Social Security? May I? Who? May I? People who are receiving Social Security, retirement, and disability payments each month. So if you receive $5 from the Social Security disability, you're eligible. You do. Oh, do you receive it now? That's my question. Okay, very good. And that's the thing. This is the difficulty, William. Remember what I talked to you about if you didn't have a credit card, that you were a business, you fell off? Here's a situation where you are disabled, okay, and you are receiving, and you are forced into retirement. This is completely different from the coronavirus relief. However, if I were receiving a Social Security disability check, it's automatically added to it, even though I wasn't working like you weren't working. But because I'm the recipient of a disability payment, Social Security disability payment, or retirement, you automatically get it. But because your company did not uh, contribute, then you out of luck. This doesn't apply to everybody. And it's unfortunate in how it is, but I guess what they had to be able to do, and thank you for calling, William, is to say, you know what, we have to have some level in which we have to be able to say who is eligible and who is not eligible. They're going to be, so say for instance, you're an upstart business and you're just ready to go. You're going to be tacos and more, and you're going to set to open up April 1st and nothing. Okay. And you know what I'm saying? You can't get a small business loan if you don't have a credit card or some business relationship. If you don't have that, or say for instance, like a lot of businesses, I'm gonna do hair, you know what I'm saying, I got my clippers and everything, I'm about to start my business and jump off in it, but I ain't paid no taxes, I ain't done nothing, you know what I'm saying. Those are people who are caught in the middle, and those people will not be able to receive any assistance, and that's why it's so challenging. But my purpose, and next week we're going to talk in depth a little bit more, so I hope that it kind of helped. Go to your SBA page to determine whether you will be eligible for payroll protection. Uh, Plus, it's a program, or whether or not you will be able to be covered with the just getting a small business loan. Both of them, the small business loan for a max of $10,000 is not, you don't have to pay it back. But here's the situation: you have to have at least been in business a year or so, or file taxes to show that you have an existing business. So there will be a group of people that will be caught in the middle of this. Now, I would like for you to know that it's been an honor and a privilege for me to do this